Buckle up, sucker up, hooker up. Time for the boys' tier list. Let's get into it. Alright, our lovely cast of characters across the bottom as usual. We're starting with Billy Butcher. Strong, dark, mysterious, can take a punch and give one. It's an S. I ate supes. Little impression there. Yeah, quite a sad life really for Billy. Found out his wife was sucking Homelander's cock. But my God, she could do a lot worse. Am I right? Black Noir up next. You talk about a dark, mysterious, handsome fella behind a mask. Well, I just cream my pants. He's fantastic. Doesn't say a word. You know, sometimes that's beneficial in this show. Some of them do my head in with what they speak of. And his backstory, as we learned in the last season, was absolutely spectacular. He sees in cartoons, which I think is something that's worth getting your brain kicked in for. It's an A. If he had a few witty one-liners, it'd be more. But I think that gives him that mysterious edge all the more. It's everyone's favourite terrorist, Homelander. You know, Homelander, I love him. I think he's one of the best characters ever created in television. And I can sort of see what Bin Laden's wife saw in him. Definitely a terrorist, definitely into some mad shit. But for some reason, I love him. Figure that one out. I think that says more about me than anyone else. So he's going S as well. Love these two guys in S's face off. They are perfect. You know, some may say, why doesn't Homelander just blast the shit out of Billy? Well, it's not that easy, as you'll find when you watch it. Oh, little Huey. Poor little Huey. Lost his girlfriend in literally the first ever scene of The Boys. Still reeling from it. But then gets a firecracker of a bird. They have a tumultuous time, don't get me wrong. But my God, he's done well for himself. If you know, you know. He's definitely up there. But he's not sort of on the level of... He's not sort of on the main character level. You know, he doesn't have quite as much about him. He's the moral compass for the boys, which we don't always need. You know, I'd quite like to see him let loose. Enough of what's right and wrong, Huey. I know that's what you're about, but that's why you're in B, mate. Sorry. Kimiko. For some reason, I fantasize about her grabbing my nutsack, twisting it all the way around 3 times and making me cuckoo. That's just me, a sexy woman, if ever I did see. She's an A character for me, I have to say. Great arc when they found her, and she's come a long way. Let's put it like that. She's got a good back and forth with how she feels about her powers as well, especially when her brother gets involved. Up next we have Madeline Stillwell. Woo! Woo! She's everything I look for in a woman and a man, all in one woman. She's sexy, manipulative, can pull off tights like no one I've ever seen. She's got an ass that won't quit. S. Ass factor alone, S. Queen Maeve. I hate her, to be honest with you. She had a good moment in the last season's finale, where she actually stepped up to the plate a little bit. But beyond that, she was just cowardly all the way through. Didn't really do much apart from cry over her lesbian lovers. She shagged Billy, which, good on her, I'd do the same. Up until that last episode of the final season, she was just Maeve, I call her. Oh, so D, sorry love, you're not for me. Mother's Milk, hate the name, but then again, I'm not the writer, you decide. We saw a lot more of him in this last season, had a good storyline with Soldier Boy, which really sort of developed him a lot. Had a bit of anger there, and it's clear to see why. Won't spoil anything for you. Big, dark, wears a lot of leather, bit like my mother. Sorry, dog's barking. Right, so we're up to Mother's Milk Lady. Aww. If it weren't for last season, it'd probably be a bit lower, but we're gonna go A. I like him a little bit more than Huey, I'll be honest. Soldier Boy. I love him. Much like me, he's into the older women. And I'm talking grannies. I'm not talking MILF. I'm talking tits down to knees. Let them swing low, sweet chariots. Get them off. Let's see them puppies fly about for a bit. And I'm here for it. He had the best one-liners out of any of the characters, I have to say. And as sadistic as anyone on the show, which is saying something with this cast. So he's going S. I absolutely loved him. Now, many think that he's going to make a big return. I have to agree. I don't think that's the end of him. You can't write off a character that good. Starlight. Get here! Get here! I think it's fair to say I'm fairly sexually attracted to her. It'd be even fairer to say I'm insanely in love with her. So, she's S. On costume alone. Yeah? If you know what I mean. Her arse can compete with Stillwell's. And the other attractive thing is, you know, she's happy with Huey's little ween. So she'd be more than happy with mine. That's right, Huey. I think I'm more hung than you. And I don't think I'm hung at all. Oh, Stormfront. Great character, has to be said. A lot going on in that head of hers. She got a comeuppance in the end. Very calmy. She invented Herogasm, which is the annual orgy for heroes, and I'd love to be invited. Not to get involved particularly, just to watch, spectate. Not that I wouldn't want to get involved, but we'd see what happens. So she's going A. This is on character alone, and she was a good character. Came in as a bit of a gobby bitch, you know, you didn't really know what she was going to do, but she turned out to be quite an important character. Oh, Ms. Newman. Another boss bitch that I want to dominate me. I want her to bend me over her knee and spank me. Weird. So yeah, she's great. Powers of hers are very, very strong. She's going to have a lot to do in this next season. So I'm going to say she's an A. We haven't quite seen enough of her for her to be S, but she's going that way. She's got the Stillwell thing of working her way to the top, hiding her true intentions, manipulative. I think I need to see a therapist about me magnetising myself towards manipulative women. A-Train. Pathetic mess comes to mind. You know, like, we'll talk about the DPs coming up next, but the difference between them, I mean, the DP is desperate, but he doesn't think highly of himself. A-Train's desperate with an ego, you know? And I'm going to say it, I wished he'd have died from the heart attack. Yeah? Just being honest. He abandoned his brother in need. You know, he tried to do this and that for the community, but didn't really. Only when applied pressure happened did he actually care about anyone else other than him fucking self. So he's going C, because I don't quite hate him as much as Maeve. Deep. That wasn't a cough, that was me gagging remembering this scene. The Gil fingering has traumatised me to this day. So graphic. But he's got some of the funniest moments, you know, he's got a girlfriend Octopus who he likes to get involved in the bedroom with him. He's just a mess, and yet that leads to such comedy. He's going A. I know that's going to be controversial, but there's something about him that I just like. I think it's because he's quite self-deprecating, you know. And who's to say I wouldn't finger his gills in the bedroom? Me. I'd say that. But I'm lying. This is Ashley. Ashley, replacement to Stillwell, doesn't have the same arse figure face. Not to degrade her, she's great at what she does. She's letting the stress get to her a bit, whereas Stillwell took it in a stride. Not as strong a person. We did get the hilarious TikTok trend that I'm going to attempt to do now.
Ashley, look at me.
Yeah, she's more annoying than actually likeable. She's a witch. She's going D with Maeve. I really don't like her, but I think that's the point. So, that's it. Excited for season 4. Can't wait to see it. It'll be coming out soon. Hope there's more jizz and blood than ever before. I think it's the most blood I've ever seen in a show, and I've watched some heavy period porn and liked it. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with another tier list next week. All the best to you and your mother. And your father. Hope he's alright. Your sister, she good? Good stuff. See you next time.